I think we're back. Sorry about that. I had an outage on my internet. My Comcast connection kind of got disrupted, but it booted itself back up. So I apologize about that. Let me know if you guys got me again or not. Yeah, little internet issue. Got knocked offline for a little bit. So I should be back. If there's anyone still there, just let me know. If you guys got me back up and running or not. But we're going to go right back into this. We got 2 more shots at this.
Are you saying that when we first
found Hifumi and there's a chance you... No. If Hifumi was dead, and you know that, surely you heard the body discovered.
So, alright, cool, thank you.
And that is why the...
Are we really? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you
saying that when we first found there's a chance you... No. Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body discovery announced. Hifumi's
dead body had been found.
There. Okay, that's what it was. There we go. All right. Woo. It was my Comcast internet went out. Is what happened. So as soon as that happened,
discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
Right, and there were technically 3 people in that room as well. Byakuya, Sakura, and Toko, who was passed out.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No,
actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Yep. When both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Right.
And in reality,
Hifumi was still
when the 2
alive.
dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Right.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Correct.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
His glasses.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless. Well, here's one thing we do know.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned...
No.
Shoot!
I thought that was it. Alright.
Well, here's one thing. The first time we found him, and then his body
And the next time, it was in.
But when you compare his body before, other than the change, there was
no notable difference.
I shot too early. That was my bad. I shot too early.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
Yeah.
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
What a name for a show.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Nah.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Oh, Jesus.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one
Oh.
of
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
Jesus.
those. And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Yeah.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who'd just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yep.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Yep.
I just can't believe it.
Yep.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The note.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Yep.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Jill is every lesbian's dream girl with that tongue. Oh, God. Genocide Jill makes Jury look like a saint. Yeah, no kidding.
What? In his pants?
Oh, God.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
1 a.m., yep.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
No.
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro.
Yep.
And that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear,
She
TikTok
nicknamed...
is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
She nicknamed them. Taco is TikTok and Huffy's...
Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Oh, jeez.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Missed it.
Huffy had the note, right? And the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Shoot!
Damn it, I did the wrong one. Shoot.
Huffy had the note, right? person it was intended for must have been Huggy!
But remember what the note said.
What time did it say to
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huggy had the note right, and the person it was in must have been Huggy!
Oh my god, what the hell?
But remember what the note said.
What time did it say to me?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Don't forget
Huggy
you
had
have...
the note right. Then the person it was intended for must have been Huggy!
No.
But remember what the note said.
I think I need to grab this one here.
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok! Huggy had the note right, and the person it was in must have been Huggy!
Damn it.
Shoot!
It's an objection thing.
Huggy had the note right.
Broken wristwatch, Hifumi's glasses.
Then the person it was intended for
Glasses clean cloth.
must have been Huggy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
It was that. I was just messing up again. I was thinking too far ahead.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Right.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Equipment room, yeah.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
Yeah.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Oh, jeez.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Proof that he stole the note from Taka. Hold on.
I got it!
Who's that?
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Ah, yep.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip. Leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No, he's dead.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
I think it was Celeste.
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
I would want to say it's Celeste.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Oh, Jesus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, 'cause I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room.
Yep.
Right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi,
And that was the
then
spotless
put
hammer.
the hammer back where they found it.
No.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Jesus.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other
But we found a
rooms-
hammer that was freshly washed.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Neither.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Yep, spotless hammer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
They
How
weren't.
did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
No, that's wrong.
Oh my god, that was classic. She threw out like an
Murder
infomercial
weapon
with
wasn't
it.
a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers.
Yep.
Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
Yep.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
And I think it was Celeste.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not? Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
Yep.
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
That's all it was.
No, that's wrong.
That's what it was. Yeah, right? We missed out on the promo code.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering.
Yep.
Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Yep.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Yep.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Yep.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Yep.
But that's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Nah.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
It was.
That's problem numero uno right now.
I think it's Celeste. The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's only really one person who seems to fit it.
Here's my answer. It
So,
was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
damn.
Pardonnez-moi.
Uh-oh.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
Yeah.
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Encountering this suspicious individual.
Shoot! I got it!
Yeah, that's the first one.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand
Or
were
Celeste and
Celeste
Hifumi.
and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
And Celeste took Hina to the restroom, which led to Hifumi leaving.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yep.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yep.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we
Yep.
would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Yep.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you.
She just saw a chance
She
to help
just saw a
Hifumi
chance
sneak
to
out of
help
the
Hifumi
office. Yep.
Sneak out of the nurse's office.
Yep.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
All right.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
Yep.
No, what's wrong?
Yeah, she didn't know.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
That's right. Yep.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's time.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly
Yeah,
fit
boy.
into that suit.
Oh boy. Oh, cool, Super Flavor. Yeah, this is actually a fun game. Like, there's parts where I do stay silent and like let the story itself play out because I don't want to like add any unnecessary commentary to it. Like I just want the I do want like the actual story of the game to kind of breathe a little bit before I add like any comments or anything. But yeah, things are definitely getting rather intense.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. If it wasn't picture... Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. That's weird.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Uh-oh.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Uh-oh.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
And Hiro was saying he was asleep, that he was passed out. So he got passed out and got put in that suit. Yeah.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
Mm-hmm.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yep.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Oh, damn. Yasuhiro's message.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Ah, damn it, wrong one.
Shoot!
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
Then you just draped me. You tried to make me look like...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the... There's no way they could...
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the...
No way!
I think it's the blueprints.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight!
You tried to make me look...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the... There's no way
They could stand up straight like that.
That's what it was, yeah.
No,
Did that
it's
one.
wrong.
Yeah, I messed up again.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Yep.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
That was brought up earlier.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Uh-oh.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Yep.
Checkmate?
I like how it's spinning upside down as she's laughing.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh!
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying? When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Oh, Jesus.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
How did he... Oh, geez, I gotta think about this. How did he refer?
Shoot!
Ah, that wasn't it. I screwed up. That's alright, we'll be able to restart.
Is... I refuse to give up yet!
Yeah, I screwed up there. That was the wrong one.
No. Even because that rope... That's how they...
Yeah, she went wild.
When we asked him who had attacked him,
Your confusing statement.
He did.
What the hell are...
Kyoko,
Think back to how did he refer to each of us?
What did I pick the last time?
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Right.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for
That's right.
example.
I blanked there.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Nah.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
Yep.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Uh-oh.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Uh-oh.
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name
is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Yeah, Celeste is going senile. Alright.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell my name? Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's and since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is! Moron!
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
He wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg, god!
How long do you plan
It's
to
funny
go
when
on
it's sped up.
Pretending, and since you have no way to contradict me,
Oh, come on.
only truth there is!
That sucks.
Hifumi was. He wanted us to know the killers. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times? Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
The e-handbook, of course.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Yep.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Damn.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
There we go. Comic book time. Comic book time. Alright, let's look at all the pieces. Alright, hold on. Your legs are jelly? I don't know if this is all right or not. I don't know if I'm more right on all this. Leg day is hard. Absolutely it is. I don't think that's right.
Here's exactly
I think
what happened.
there's gonna be some pieces I missed on this.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was
Yeah.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
Yep.
They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Yep.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
Yep.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, The killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer. They wanted to make sure we bought this. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Oops, I picked the wrong thing there. So what do I need to put there? I think it's Justice Hammer 2, actually. I think. Because the other pieces don't make any sense, so it would have to be Hammer 2.
the killer is you!
Yep.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone, and this was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
Yep.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
Yep.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Yep.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Yep.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
Yep. It's wild, man.
But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Yep. Damn, what a mean face. Look at that
So what?
face.
Sorry, you lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Ah, well then.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
She completely changed. She completely changed the entire thing there. Wow.
Interesting.
Well, then. That was a wild, wild case. I did a lot better than I thought I was going to on that. No lie.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay.
I'm curious to see how this execution's gonna go.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
Oh boy.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Damn. Well, then. But once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised this whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. So that's what it was.
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in a very middle of a very important conversation here.
In other words...
Then you're the one who stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Actually...
Poor Hifumi, man.
What?
Are you okay with this? So then...
Damnation!
Damnation.
Say what?
As for me...
Oh,
As for me...
Damn. So she played this up all along. Basically took advantage of Hifumi's innocence in this regard.
What? Damnation! Say what?
Which they should have known. Man.
Completely unforgivable!
Jeez.
Most unfortunate. Actually...
What? Let go!
Indeed.
Damn. She played this up bad, dude.
This is unforgivable! Completely unforgivable!
Honestly.
I swear I will save her!
Actually,
Yep. Yeah, so she used him a lot. Yeah.
I see.
indeed.
Yeah. Oh, so it belonged to Hifumi. Yeah, I mean that was Celeste's deal, was that she was the ultimate gambler.
But
No, Jesus. Well then, so why did you pick me as the suspect? Because you're stupid. Jesus. That is messed up, man.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Ugh. Life must have been tough on you. God damn, the insults.
Well,
Are you okay with this?
so in the end,
Jeez.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little? Yeah. That's the
Well,
point. That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder
No.
about that.
He derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life began here, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
But well then.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You
I
little
wanted to
bitch.
get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was that dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Oh, jeez. A castle? and to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers slash bodyguards. Yeah, she is a terrible person. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Sheesh. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued our dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it.
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing. Jesus!
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding. Jesus.
What is this?
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can fool my own emotions. The conscience deceives the unconsciousness. And that's why you're not scared.
Yes.
That's
indeed.
right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Oh, Jesus.
Hey,
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claims she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Y'all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special
Oh
punishment.
boy. I'm kind of curious how this is going to go. Oh man.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh boy.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Jesus. Oh boy. I am curious to see how this is going to go. Just smiling away. Oh. She's gonna get burned like a witch. The burning of a Versailles witch. Wow. That's kind of fitting, to be honest. What the hell? Why is there a fire truck? Well then. Wow. That was... that was a bit much. I mean, it was one thing with the burning at the stake, but then a fire truck coming in and running her over? Jesus. James. The smell must have been unbearable. I see what you did. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were going to pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-typed object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Well, what's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh, jeez. Oh, mean, oh, jeez. Oh, me. Oh, man, oh, jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are kind of getting awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. There's a
Well?
twist.
See ya later.
Hey, Kyoko. Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, then we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
I'm gonna go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she quickly glanced at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
Okay.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we?
So then,
We need to get into that locker.
You really came. So,
Dang.
you.
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However, what?
Worried?
Indeed. What?
You believe in me?
It's
I
true.
understand. Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, she said it was away in the back boys' butt. Oh!
Correct.
A secret room. You must not leave. What don't I know? Oh! Damn, Makoto just got destroyed. Oh no. the gym. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What?
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
Well then. The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret.
Well then.
I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Well then. Wow. What a cliffhanger that is. That was a twist I was not expecting. So Sakura is the spy. And she just tried to fight Monokuma, but Monokuma reminded her of her situation. Oh boy. Wow. There is a lot unpacking in this game. Holy cow. Like, all the schemes and all the planning and all, like, the betrayal and backstabbing and everything that's taken place in this. Like, it literally is, like, the ultimate, like, survival game. This is when the story actually begins. Oh, my God. Wow. So we're 3 chapters in, and now you're saying that, like, this is where the main story is about to take place. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Now, there's so much. There's so much to unpack with this whole deal. Holy cow, dude. I gotta find a way to, you know what? I actually need to find a way to, like, archive this playlist. Or, like, archive these streams. Because this... Yeah, these playthroughs have been wild. Like, this has been really, really intense stuff right now. That's crazy. Dang. I actually kind of want to keep going, but it's also 4 o'clock in the morning. So, I need to get a little bit of sleep. And unfortunately, I need to do a little work, too. But rest assured, we're going to do Chapter 4 tomorrow. For sure. Probably going to start the stream around... I want to say I'll probably start around... I work at the radio station from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. So I'm going to try to start the stream maybe around 10 p.m. Tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is what I'm going to do. Because, yeah, right now, like, that is a hell of a cliffhanger. Well, it's definitely more than just a mystery detective story. That's for sure. There's a lot with this. Damn, so many characters have been off now. How many? All right, so who's all left now? So Makoto obviously still left. Hina, Sakura, Byakuya, Kyoko, Hiro. Is it really only 6? Is it really only 6 characters left? Who am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, Toko. Oh, yeah, Toko. So there's 7 left now. Right? Yeah. Toko, Genocide Jill, Makoto, Hina, Sakura, Byakuya, Hiro, and Kyoko. So there's 7 left. So less than half of the students are now gone. Sayaka was killed by Leon, who was executed because he was found guilty in the trial. Monokuma killed Junko. And then trying to just refresh everything else. Mondo killed Chihiro. And then we just had this one where Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka. So, yeah. Over half the cast has been killed off in the first 3 chapters. I am very curious to see what's going to end up happening now. Like, at this point, I don't even know who's going to survive at the end. Like, I have my wish list of I hope of who's going to end up surviving, but to be honest, I don't even know, man. Whoops, made a mistake. Oh, yeah. I see what you did. You put Hina and Aoi twice in there. I bet Hiro survives. Nah, I don't know. I think Hiro's going to get targeted somehow. And, like, I want Hina to survive, but to be honest, I think she might be, like, the next victim, to be honest. I don't know, though. Obviously. But, jeez, man. There's so much to unpack with this, man. It's so wild how this has gone. But, anyway, with all that said, oh yeah, Shingo, it seems like you played this before, so yeah, no spoilers up until after discussion. After I complete it. How many more chapters are left? Can you at least tell me that? That way I know, like, how many days I can, like, structure to make sure that I'm able to get this entire playthrough. Because we're 3 chapters in. I would assume with the way the game's progressing, it's not going to be too many chapters. Like 2 or 3? Okay. So I might be able then to maybe complete this by early next week, potentially. If that's what we're going to roll with. Man, this has been a wild story, though, for sure. Super wild story. All right. Well, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and save here, but I'm going ahead and end the stream here. We'll pick it back up tomorrow night around, and so it'll probably be around 10 p.m. after I'm done working at the radio station in the afternoon. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all, I guess, later tonight then, 10 p.m., right? So, but thanks for watching. Thanks for all the new follows that came in as well. And I will see you guys later tonight. Take care, y'all.